Junior doctors in Britain have begun a 4-day strike over pay. It's likely to cause unprecedented disruptions to UK health services. The latest strike has prompted the government to warn of a risk to patient safety. The British Medical Association wants a 35% pay rise for its members. It's arguing that members have suffered a 26% real-term cut in pay over 15 years. A bank employee armed with a rifle shot 4 of his colleagues dead and wounded 9 other people at his workplace last evening. This was at the Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky. The suspect was later shot dead by the police. The attacker live-streamed the onslaught. Police identified the shooter as 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon. He joined the downtown branch of the Old National Bank as a full-time employee last year. The US and the Philippines have launched their largest combat exercises in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. The annual drills by the long-term treaty allies is called Balikatan. It will run up to April 28th and involve more than 17,600 military personnel. This is their biggest exercise in decades. It will involve live-fire drills including a boat-sinking rocket assault. The US has alleged that Russia has wrongfully detained American Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich. A document released by the US raises the issue's political profile. It effectively says the US government calls Russia's espionage charges against the reporter bogus and that the case is a political one. US officials are scrambling to identify the source of what could be the most damaging leak of highly classified intelligence in over a decade. The development comes after dozens of confidential documents appeared online. Some of the most sensitive information is related to Ukraine's military capabilities and shortcomings. According to US National Security spokesperson John Kirby, some documents have been doctored. However, he declined to speak to the validity of what was leaked. South Korea has said that information contained in the leaked US confidential documents was untrue and altered. One of the reportedly leaked documents appeared to be based on internal discussions among top South Korean security officials. South Korea has also said that the leak is unlikely to damage the US and its relationship with South Korea when it comes to the war in Ukraine. US President Joe Biden has said he plans to run for re-election in 2024, but is not prepared to announce it yet. Both Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have said they will run together. As per media reports, top White House advisors are set to make the final decisions on launching Biden's re-election campaign. Biden, who turned 80 in November, is the oldest US president to hold office. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen has slammed China's military exercises as irresponsible for a major country. She went on to allege Chinese drills had caused instability in Taiwan and the region. China began the war games on Saturday after Tsai returned to Taipei. This was following a meeting in Los Angeles with US House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Taiwanese fighter jets were seen taking off and landing at a northern airbase this morning. This is as China concluded a series of military drills near the island. During the first 3 days of drills, China simulated precision attacks and blockades of Taiwan. It was sending up dozens of fighter jets and bombers. Taiwan's defense ministry said in a statement that its air defense forces remain on high alert. Some new badges have gone viral across Taiwan. The patriotic badges showing Winnie the Pooh being punched in the face by a Taiwanese black bear. This is a humorous dig at China's leader Xi Jinping. 2 of the badges have the word "scramble" at the bottom, one of them also proclaiming "We are open 24/7." A third badge, designed last year, shows a Taiwanese fighter pilot slapping a panda, China's national symbol. Hundreds of Israeli protesters gathered in Tel Aviv last evening to protest against the Israeli government. The development comes after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu delivered a televised speech regarding the national security situation. Protesters accused Netanyahu of blaming the opposition and demonstrators for being responsible for recent security issues. Yesterday, the Israeli army fired tear gas towards Palestinians as they threw rocks in the village of Beita. This village is in the occupied West Bank. Meanwhile, thousands of Israelis, including government ministers, marched towards the evacuated outpost of Evyatar. Israeli-Palestinian violence has surged this year, with frequent military raids in the occupied West Bank amid a spate of Palestinian attacks. The Russia-installed head of Ukraine's Donetsk region has said that Moscow's forces controlled more than 75% of Bakhmut. The battle for Bakhmut has been one of the bloodiest of the Ukraine war. Russia says the capture of Bakhmut will open up the possibility for future offensives across Ukraine. Meanwhile, Kyiv and the West say that the now smashed city has only a symbolic importance. A fire in eastern Mongolia has spread into North China's Inner Mongolia region. Local firefighters are working on preventing it from crossing the border. Reports suggest the fire broke out last week due to the negligence of residents. Ever since, it has been spreading to neighboring areas. One of Russia's most active volcanoes has erupted on the far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula. The volcano erupted just after midnight on Tuesday. There are no reports of immediate casualties. However, scientists said that the volcano continues to spew lava 15 hours after the eruption began. The air quality index in Vietnam's capital Hanoi has breached unhealthy levels. The particulate matter 2.5 levels are currently 17 times more than the World Health Organization's guideline value. According to reports, vehicular emissions and crop burning are the reasons behind Hanoi's deteriorating air quality. A wildfire has broken out near South Korea's capital, Seoul. The Korea Forest Service reported that the fire started in the early morning hours of Monday. More than 570 firefighters, 6 helicopters, and 41 fire engines have been deployed to extinguish the blaze. At least 20 local residents have been evacuated. Thick sandstorms have hit Beijing and several other areas in China. Residents have been advised of respiratory dangers and very low visibility while traveling. Forecasters have also issued a blue weather alert. China has a color-coded warning system. Red represents the most severe, while blue represents the least severe warning. Tornadoes have ravaged several parts of New Zealand. In the capital, Wellington, rooftops were lifted off buildings and flung about, leaving at least one person injured. The tornadoes come amid 2 days of rough weather in New Zealand. At least 10 houses in the largest city, Auckland, remain uninhabited following a tornado on Sunday. Weather forecaster SkyMet has said that India will likely receive below normal monsoon rains in 2023. Rains are expected to be at 94% of the long-term average. Forecasters also warned of an increased likelihood of the El Niño phenomenon. El Niño typically brings dry weather to Asia. Swiss authorities will meet to discuss Credit Suisse's downfall and the government's response to it. This can give the parliament a chance to reject the massive loans it gave to the bank. The Swiss government had given out huge loans as part of the rescue package. This highly unusual meeting is just the third such session in over 20 years. The Swiss Bank Employees Association has said that job cuts caused due to the merger of Credit Suisse and UBS must be frozen. The association's managing director has written to lawmakers. She has demanded a halt to any job losses until the end of 2023. UBS had agreed to buy rival Credit Suisse for more than $3 billion. The Confederation of British Industry has said that it has fired Tony Danker from his role as Director General. This comes following an investigation into complaints of workplace misconduct. Reports say that a complaint was submitted in January by a female CBI employee. Subsequently, more complaints were brought in by other employees. British cinema chain Cineworld has filed for a reorganization plan in the Texas bankruptcy court in the US. The company will cut its debts by around $5 billion and raise about $3 billion in funds. The plan filed with the US bankruptcy court is yet to be approved. Cineworld is the second largest cinema chain operator globally. Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes has lost a bid to remain free on bail. Theranos was an American healthcare technology startup. Holmes rose to fame after claiming her firm's small machines could run diagnostic tests with just a few drops of blood. Both Theranos and Holmes were later charged with fraud after questions arose on the validity of the technology. Cryptocurrency Bitcoin has breached the key $30,000 mark for the first time in nearly a year. The world's second largest cryptocurrency continues to stand at last week's roughly 8-month peak. This comes with increasing optimism that the US central bank will soon end its rate hike cycle. The crypto market has been highly volatile since last year's FTX scandal. Twitter's ex-CEO Parag Agrawal and 2 other former executives are suing the social media platform. They're suing the company over its failure to cover more than $1 million in their personal legal expenses. All 3 executives were fired when Elon Musk took over the platform last year. Chinese conglomerate the Alibaba Group unveiled its new AI model called Tongyi Qianwen. The company plans to integrate the AI into all of its business applications in the near future. It will first be integrated into Alibaba's workplace messaging app. It will help summarize meeting notes, write emails, and draft business proposals. Cambodia has deported 19 Japanese nationals on suspicions of organized cybercrime. The 19 Japanese people are suspected of involvement in phone and online scams. They were taken into custody in the southern city of Sihanoukville on January 24th. Sihanoukville has become infamous for online scams in the past few years. South Korea's antitrust regulator has fined Google nearly $32 million. The tech giant has been fined for blocking the release of mobile games on a competitor's platform. The Korea Fair Trade Commission has said that Google bolstered its market dominance and hurt the local app market. The regulator has said that its move against Google was an effort by the government to ensure fair market practices. Moving on to sports, Chennai Super Kings will take on the Rajasthan Royals in the 17th game of the IPL 2023 on Wednesday. This will be at Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. CSK have dominated Rajasthan Royals in head-to-head contests with 15 wins. Rajasthan Royals have found success against the 4-time champions on 4 occasions. Virat Kohli has become the 4th highest run scorer in T20 cricket. Kohli accomplished this feat during RCB's match against Lucknow Super Giants at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore yesterday. This season, Kohli has scored 164 runs in 3 matches at an average of 82 and a strike rate of above 147 with 2 half-centuries. The BCCI is planning a massive renovation of at least 5 major stadiums in India. This will be at an estimated cost of over $60 million. The move is made ahead of the One-Day International World Cup, slated to begin in October this year. A total of 48 games will be played at the 46-day ICC event. India had last hosted the World Cup in 2011 when the MS Dhoni-led team lifted the trophy. Indian swimmer Mana Patel has set her sights on becoming the first Indian woman swimmer to compete at the Asian Games in 17 years. She's already realized her dream of representing India at the Olympics. Patel was the only woman swimmer representing India at the Tokyo Olympics after gaining a universality quota place. Italian side Inter Milan's coach Simone Inzaghi has said his side are prepared for what is sure to be a tough Champions League tie against Portugal's Benfica. Inter go into tonight's match having not won in 6 games across all competitions. However, Inzaghi said that together the team can push through. Benfica recently lost only their 2nd league game of the season in a surprise 2-1 home defeat to Porto. Pep Guardiola has defended Manchester City's failure to win the Champions League. He pointed out that even sporting greats Jack Nicklaus and Michael Jordan lost more often than they won. City will play Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinals. The first leg will be held at the Etihad Stadium tonight. The Citizens have reached the last 8 for the 6th successive season, but they are yet to lift the trophy. Australia and New Zealand are marking the beginning of the 100-day countdown to the FIFA Women's World Cup today. The countries are calling for gender equity in sport and asking fans to get behind the event. The 32-team tournament, co-hosted by the two nations, will be the first Women's World Cup in the Southern Hemisphere. It will kick off in Sydney and Auckland on July 20th. Tennis world number 1 Novak Djokovic has called Rafael Nadal the most successful clay court tennis player of all time. Djokovic also said that Nadal's withdrawal from the Monte Carlo Masters gives others a chance. Rafael Nadal has been dealing with injury since last year. He has decided not to participate in the Monte Carlo Masters for the same reason. Social media star turned wrestler Logan Paul has re-signed a new contract with the World Wrestling Entertainment. Paul shared the crucial update on social media. He tweeted, "Contract renewed WWE," while sharing a photo of himself with WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque. The American star had earlier enthralled WWE fans with his action-packed performances at this year's WrestleMania. Mercedes F1 racing boss Toto Wolff has said he has no plan B in the event Lewis Hamilton does not sign a new contract with Mercedes beyond 2023. Seven-time world champion Hamilton has indicated that he's keen on inking a new deal. However, there have been rumblings that Mercedes is reluctant to sign on similarly lucrative terms with the Britain. Rapper Cardi B has spoken out against the recent Dalai Lama video. In the video, the Dalai Lama can be seen sticking his tongue out to a young boy. Cardi B tweeted that this world is full of predators. She further urged parents to talk with their kids about boundaries. The Dalai Lama has apologized for the video. The all-girl Korean pop band 50/50 has entered Spotify's top 10 chart. The band's hit song, Cupid Twin Version, reached the number 8 position with over 3.4 million streams. With this, 50/50 has become the third K-pop girl group to make an entry on Spotify's global chart. A recently discovered original poster for the 1931 film Frankenstein is up for auction. The film starred actors Colin Clive and Boris Karloff. The rare film poster is being auctioned by US-based company Heritage Auctions. The current bid is placed at $77,500. The auction house expects its value to go up to $300,000. Sci-fi series Star Wars: The Bad Batch has been renewed for its third and final season. A trailer for Season 3 was unveiled at a recent Star Wars celebration event in London. The series follows Clone Force 99 in the aftermath of the rise of the Empire. The third season will be released next year. The last 2 episodes of sci-fi series Star Trek Picard will be screened live. 10 participating IMAX theaters across the US will screen the episodes on the 19th of April. A poster giveaway and a Q&A session will follow the live stream. Fans can avail the tickets for free on the 12th of April. The episodes will later be streamed on the 20th of April. Drama series Stranger Things is getting its own animated show. Streaming platform Netflix is in talks to expand the Stranger Things universe. A stage play and live-action spin-off are also being discussed. The plans come just before the paranormal drama concludes after 5 seasons. Shooting for the final season will begin in June this year. Hit drama series The Last of Us will soon have a digital and Blu-ray release. The show's digital version will be available for pre-order on Amazon. In the digital version, fans will get special features like behind-the-scenes footage. A second season for the series is also being planned. reality television star Kim Kardashian has joined the cast of American Horror Story. She will be part of season 12 of the horror anthology. The season is titled Delicate and is adapted from author Daniel Valentine's novel Delicate Condition. The season will release in August this year. Actor Jeremy Renner made an appearance on the talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live. During the episode, Renner shared more details of his snowplow accident in January. The actor said he was lucky that none of his organs got messed up. He also said that the accident helped him quit smoking. Pop music group ABBA's longtime guitarist, Lasse Wellander, has died at the age of 70. Wellander was suffering from cancer. The guitarist had started recording with ABBA in 1974. He went on to feature on all 8 albums released by the band.
The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.